At 11:43 p.m., the sentence comes back. The day is over. Nothing is happening. And then your brain says, wait, what do they mean by that? 6 hours earlier, it was nothing. Someone looked at your idea, smiled a little, and said, that's brave. Everyone moved on. You moved on too. At least your body did. You laughed. You nodded. You changed the subject. But somewhere inside your brain, the comment did not close. It stayed open, like a tab you forgot to shut. And now, standing alone in the bathroom with toothpaste in your mouth, your brain decides this is the perfect time to start a trial, not a conversation. A trial. Because the other person is not here. Their tone is not here. Their real meaning is not here. So your brain does the only thing it can do. It builds them from memory. It gives them a face. It gives them a motive. And it gives you the perfect response you did not have in the moment. For a few seconds, it feels useful, because in this version, you do not freeze. In this version, everyone understands. In this version, you win. But there is one problem. The person in your head is not the person who hurt you. It is your prediction of them, which means you are not solving the conversation. You are playing both sides of the argument and somehow still losing sleep. So why does a tiny comment get this much power? To understand it, scientists once put people in a brain scanner and made them play the most boring game imaginable. 3 players, 1 ball, toss, catch, repeat. Then, without warning, the other 2 players stopped throwing the ball back. No insult. No injury. No broken object. But the brain still reacted as if something important had gone wrong. Distress-related brain regions became more active during exclusion, and later research found overlap between intense rejection and physical pain networks. That does not mean a tiny comment is the same as a broken bone. It means belonging is filed in the brain under important. Now come back to the bathroom. 6 hours later, your brain is not treating "that's brave" like a sentence. It is treating it like a social weather report. That weather system is old. For most of human history, belonging was practical. Who trusts me? Who might pull away? Who might leave me out when it matters? Now put that old weather system inside a modern office, kitchen, school, or group chat. Suddenly, "that's brave" becomes a possible signal. And if the signal is unclear, the brain keeps checking. Now look at the moment itself. When the comment landed, your body may have frozen. Not because you were weak, because the situation had 3 ingredients bodies tend to notice: judgment, uncertainty, and almost no control. In stress research, that kind of judged, uncontrollable moment is especially good at waking up the body's alarm system. And the body does not always respond with a perfect sentence. Sometimes it responds with heat in the face, a tight chest, or silence. This is why the comeback arrives late. Not because you are smarter at midnight, because midnight may be the first time your body feels safe enough to speak. Study people after awkward social moments, and a pattern appears. They replay the scene. They edit it. They build a version where the past finally behaves. But that is the trap. The replay feels like preparation, but it can quietly become punishment. Because every replay gives you almost what you want. Almost control. Almost closure. Almost proof that you were not the awkward one. Almost is sticky. Now we are back where the story began. When the outside world stops giving your brain a job, it has room to generate its own movie. Part of this quiet room machinery is often described through the default mode network. It is not a villain. It helps stitch together memory, self-reflection, imagined conversations, and the story of who you are. It helps you learn from the past. It helps you imagine what other people might feel. But give that storyteller an unfinished social signal at midnight, and it can turn one sentence into an entire courtroom. That is why just stop thinking about it usually fails. It treats the replay like an active file, not random noise. So the way out is not to yell at the file. The way out is to sort it. First, name the signal. Was there a real pattern? Was there a boundary you have not named? Or was this just one weird little moment? Second, separate the story. What do you actually know? What are you guessing? This matters because putting feelings into words can change the emotional temperature of the brain. Not magically. But naming the feeling gives the thinking brain something concrete to hold. That embarrassed me is different from replaying the entire courtroom for the 8th time. Third, choose one real next move. For tonight, the move is not a 5-paragraph message at midnight. The move is one line on paper. That comment bothered me. If it still matters tomorrow, I can ask. The point is not to always confront, and it is not to always swallow it. The point is to stop mistaking rehearsal for resolution. Because the imaginary argument can show you where something still hurts, but it cannot give you the other person's real mind. It cannot rewrite the past, and it cannot make peace by winning against a cardboard opponent. So the next time the sentence comes back at 11:43, do not treat it like proof that you are broken. Treat it like a flare. Something in you wants dignity, safety, clarity, or repair. Ask which one. Then choose the smallest real move. For this night, it is not the perfect speech. It is not the imaginary victory. It is the folded note on the sink. If it still matters tomorrow, you can ask. If it does not, you can let it stay folded. Either way, court is adjourned. The bathroom becomes just a bathroom again. You did not win the argument. You stopped feeding it